Softbank is planning to launch a new tech megafund, this time focused on AI technology. Softbank expects to raise a total of $108 billion for Vision Fund 2. That would make it even larger than the first Vision Fund, which raised $100 billion. That first Vision Fund, by the way, had its skeptics, and it did ruffle some feathers in Silicon Valley. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of reception it gets, and what kind of bets it makes, right? Whether it is indeed successful bets. But I bet there's going to be a lot of scrambling for those dollars.
Well, people were surprised that they raised this so fast. I was not surprised. We are living through the next industrial revolution right now with machine learning and AI. This is the biggest technical change that we've seen in a long time. The fact that they can raise this money to invest in these kinds of companies doesn't surprise me one bit.
But it's a huge amount of money. They have a huge space to make mistakes. They do, on occasion, make mistakes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one example was with WeWork, right? They had some waffling valuations for that company. That probably actually hurt WeWork more than it hurt the Vision Fund, because now you have WeWork that's trying to go public as early as maybe September, and they might be having some issues with their proper valuation given some of the issues they had in the private market for what their proper worth was. It's important to note, though, I mean, WeWork is an example of an investment that the Softbank Vision Fund had made over time, and that position has not closed, right? I mean, we'll really see just how well of a bet that was once WeWork goes public, or I guess it's the We company, isn't it? But whatever it is that they call it.
Can I just real quick, when you have this huge concentration of capital, are you perhaps missing, because they're only going to be looking at different kinds of things, but they might miss the smaller players that traditional venture capital might have found, and this huge amount of money is going to go after what they think is the next huge thing.
Well, the ecosystem of private funding is obviously way more vast and way larger than it was 20, 30 years ago. I mean, we've seen that with the likes of Uber and Lyft going public as late as they decided to go public. You don't need to go to a public market that quickly anymore because there's so much funding that's out there. And I think that because we have small VC funds, medium-sized VC funds, and then the large players like SoftBank Vision Fund, I mean, you can be a company that can move through each of those types of funding through your early stages and then go public 10, 15 years after you've been founded.
Or you can bust and then found your next. I mean, it seems to me what you're talking about, this big revolution, industrial revolution, is going to create a lot of change that's positive. But with all this money getting thrown at things, you're also going to have a lot of things that don't work out.
Well, I mean, I started Manifest Capital, which is one of these small VC funds with Paul Falzoni 2.5 years ago. We see tons of opportunity, but there are things that you have to pass on. And people who succeed in this business, not an easy business, need to know about the businesses under the hood. What is the technology? Are the algorithms real? Do they really produce some marginal value? And you need to be able to separate the hype from the reality, and that's what it takes to succeed in that business.
Yeah.